What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video preview. Today we're going to take a look at President Loki from the TV show Loki, and you can pre-order this, I believe, when it's available. It's not yet at bigbadtoystore.com. I'll put the link down below. What can I say about this figure? There's one person in mind whenever I see a Loki. Yeah, not good. Uh, but with that being said, I don't know. I feel like the Loki and Sylvie one, the Loki from that one, is a better purchase than this. First and foremost, because at least that's kind of like what you can see when you're thinking about the show. Honestly, I can't even remember this scene where he was the President Loki. And with that being said, I feel like that Loki from the show was already a stretch. Meaning, I'm not a big Loki fan. I like Loki, but I don't feel the need to have four, three, or even two Lokis. One is enough for me. And that one would be the Avengers Endgame one. I feel like that is the Loki. And not only that, I even have the Ragnarok Loki that before I even purchase that Avengers Loki, I have to sell that Ragnarok Loki. Because if I don't, I won't purchase that. Like, that's just, there's certain characters that I needed to to have the best version of. Sometimes you just gotta, I still want that Avengers Loki, but I won't have two. I won't, like either I sell Ragnarok, or if I can't, then that would be my Loki, and that's not the worst thing in the world. I feel that way with certain characters. I want always the best version of that character. But, some of them I can kind of like, all right, you know what? It's okay. Like Hawkeye. Maybe because of Hawkeye, because he's a part of a bigger picture of Endgame, maybe that contributes to that. I'm not, even if they release a new Hawkeye, there's none. Let's say Black Widow, for example. Black Widow from Avengers Endgame, that's the one that I have. And you can make an argument that the Black Widow from her own movie, this new one, Black Widow, it's better. However, I'm not gonna take a loss for selling my Endgame Black Widow just to pick that up, because I don't feel the need, at least for Black Widow. There's certain figures that I have to have the best version of, like Batman, Superman, Iron Man, Captain America. There's more figures I would say that I want the best version of, but there's other characters where I'm like, it's okay. I have one. That's good enough. It's not too terrible, or the upgrade is not that much. However, on Loki, I would say, because Avengers is the best version of Loki, in my opinion, better than Ragnarok, that's the Loki for me. But at the same time, I'm not willing to take like $100 loss to unload Ragnarok. And then just imagine if I sell Ragnarok for, let's say, $200. No one's going to buy that for anything more than $200 at this point. I sell that for, let's say, $200. Let's say $230. I sold it for $230. I got maybe $220 after shipping, tax, whatever. Let's just say I pocketed $200. I sold it for $230 shipped. To buy that Avengers Loki, it's $270 plus tax, shipping, all that stuff. I'm gonna add another $100 more, maybe $120 more. Because of all those things that I just mentioned. And when I ask myself, do I really want to spend $100 more on a Loki? Just because I want to get that, certain look, the answer most likely will be no for me, but only because also Ragnarok is not that bad. It's not. Now, as far as this guy is concerned, he's a Loki, but kind of low on, on the lower end tier. Because if I have to judge it now, what's going to be available, it'll be the Endgame. Let's say you don't have any Loki in your possession. I would go Endgame because that's going to come out first anyway. And then if you really love Loki, you can get the other version. Now, this is going to be, if anything, your third Loki. That is if you don't own any Loki right now. Because if you do, then this will be like fourth or fifth. Do you really? Who needs that much Loki? As far as the figure itself, this is $280, and there's two versions of these. You got this version, which is the I would say the single pack, and then there's the premium deluxe, whatever you want to call it, with all the swags and t-shirt and a lot of unnecessary things. But if you're into that, go ahead. It's only like 1,500, I believe, limited. go for it. Now he got a gator, which somebody told me, I guess it's Sukatri, that the gator's name is also Loki. I guess that's a silver lining if you get this figure. However, if you're gonna get, the classic suit Loki, then you got the gator as well. So I don't know. The face looks good. It looks kind of creepy. It's there. I can see Loki in there. I don't completely see it. I don't think it's 10 out of 10, but it's there. It's not terrible. The smiling face is not as creepy as Ant-Man, although, you know, nothing's really creepier than that one. This one, I guess, with it has the backdrop included as far as just figure itself, and there's trading cards and T-shirt, and the mini light box is pretty cool. I like that. Um, Other than that, I mean, it's a guy in a suit. We've seen this before. There's nothing that's really stand out of this. I would say you gotta be a huge Loki fan. If you are, there's no questions. You're gonna get this anyway. Like that's how I feel with certain figures. Uh, just if judging it as a figure itself, I like I mentioned before, I buy figures that I don't, necessarily connect to the character, or not even not seeing the show. This is not one of those. This is not a Commander Cody, which I bought blindly. Because as a figure, it looks just phenomenal. As a figure, as generic as you could come, a guy in a suit. The head sculpt is, pretty good. It's pretty good. Comes with a gator or Loki. Um, that's not going to be a selling point for me or for anyone else, especially, articulated jaw. Uh, yeah, we've seen that on the Trickster as well. So, easy decision for me here. For anyone who's a Loki fan, I guess it's easy decision as well. You could get that, but the biggest Loki fan that I know of, which is Will, is even second thoughts about this. Um, if you're a casual Loki fan, how many do you need? Two, three? Because this is going to be the third if you don't own any. I highly suggest the first two before this. Highly. But if you want to dip into, if you don't have anything else to buy, I guess, if none of the Hot Toys announcement interests you, then go ahead, buy this Loki. But thank you for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments if you feel the same way as me here. That sounded really mean, but yeah, let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Hit that, thumbs up button. It really does help the channel out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch. And I'll see you guys in the next video.